yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
And welcome to episode 117. Thank you for joining us as always on this Get Swole Monday evening, Earth date June 26th, 2017. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me as always is my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, Internet. Hello, Remington. Hello, buttholes.
I love all of the buttholes. Huh?
Yeah, we should redo that. Let's read.
No. It's too far gone. It's
just
already...
let it ride.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. Brandon, have you been, buddy?
I've been okay.
Good.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've recorded.
Yeah, we were going to record last week, and we sat down to do it, and there wasn't a whole lot of news.
Yeah. I mean, there was, don't get me wrong, there's news. There's always news. But
I disagree.
There was literally zero news. Nothing happened. Nothing good happened. Nothing bad happened. Nothing even mildly amusing happened.
We went to the news sites, and it was just that shrug emoji.
Just all of them.
Yeah.
CNN, Inverse, Polygon. Just. I like how those were my three choices.
Yeah, it's a very mixed bag there.
Well, that's what I was going for. I wanted to go all over the place. So what have you been up to these past many days of 2 weekness?
Well, I have been playing it.
It's like we forgot how to podcast.
Yeah, we
did. Podcast.
So what are you doing, Remington? I'm doing good.
I am well to do.
Let's get some news. I always thought it would be funny to do like a April Fool's podcast where we podcast very badly for like 20 minutes, but I don't feel like people could tell that big of a difference.
Right, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
You know, so what news do you have? Oh, in other news, I dropped my papers.
Yeah, that'd be us every day.
But it would almost be unlistenable. Like the podcast now is borderline unlistenable.
Oh.
If we were to go further with it, people would just burn down iTunes. It would be like the end of Frankenstein where all of the villagers attack the castle.
Yeah.
But with iTunes and Stitcher. And anywhere else you can find a podcast.
That's right. Anywhere else you can find a podcast.
duelingogres.com
/episode.
Don't burn us down, please.
/don't burn us down.
.jpg.
Great. Now you have to draw a JPEG of us not being burned down.
Before we put out this episode?
Yes.
What was it? duelingogres.com /don't burn us down, please. .jpg?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to draw that and name the file, name that, and then I'll put it up there.
Will it actually link to it?
It should. It should.
You had such a fatherly look on your face when you said that. It was like a kid who asked, Dad, is this how you change the oil?
It is. Good job, son.
You look so proud of me.
I am. I'm incredibly proud of you, son.
Finger guns, Dad.
Finger guns, Brandon.
Now, I've been playing a game that my younger brother convinced me to buy.
Okay.
Called Stardew Valley. It's been out for a while. It was on sale on the Xbox store, and you basically just farm. It's just a farming game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So what makes it fun? Why is farming fun? Why would farming be fun? Didn't you hate farming in WoW?
No, but it's literally farming.
Oh, hoe in the ground, planting some seeds and growing shit.
Yeah, you inherit a farm, and then you have a very limited amount of money to buy seeds, and the seeds grow in different seasons.
Fuck, Brandon.
Were we not recording?
I'm recording the video, but I'm not recording the audio.
We'll just release the video. We can dub in whatever we want.
Yeah, but I can't edit the audio right.
That's fine. We'll just dub it in afterwards. I can do both voices. Oh, it's me, Remington. I'm such an idiot. Let's record a video, not any audio. Oh, boy, Rim, that sounds awesome. It's me, Brandon, your best friend. Oh, Brandon, you're so great. Oh, I pooped my pants because you're so cool. That's all right, buddy. I'm okay with that.
I'll just hit record now. Get all of that in.
Oh, I guess still trying to make up for it by hitting the record button now because I'm a big fucking idiot. Oh, don't say that, Rib. You are, but you don't need to remind people. Sorry, I ate garbage again. I'm digging through the trash like a raccoon.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So anyway, this game about farming does what now?
Wait, do we have audio now?
Well, I mean, we have audio. I'm just going to splice in where I fucked up since it's the beginning of the show.
So we have the audio for the episode already.
Yeah, we have the audio in the video, like it's recording it, but it's not recording the multiple tracks. So I can't even us out in the beginning.
So the first 2 minutes of this when the people are listening to the podcast is going to sound weird compared to what it is now?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit. I mean, it won't be much, I don't figure. I won't go into it.
Should your mother have had an abortion with you?
Mm-hmm.
Discuss.
Oh, like you're asking me hypothetically if she should have had an abortion?
Well, what I'm trying to do, I guess I'll peel back the curtain a little bit. I've been trying out to be on The View to take Barbara Walters' place.
Yeah.
So I'm working on kind of my investigative journalism, my hosting, asking questions. I've never actually seen The View, so this is a little hard for me. I assume that they do investigative journalism.
Yeah, probably not, but
hand jives and stuff.
Yeah, they do a lot of hand jives.
Are you the worst person?
I'm close. I only know one person who's worser than I am.
Would you make out with a dog? Ever?
No.
Sexually?
No.
What if it was a cute dog?
Maybe.
So, no, the farming, it's just farming.
Yeah, it's just farming.
It's repetition. It's one of those things where you can just turn off your brain and play it for hours.
Gotcha.
There's different seasons, and you have to water your plants every day, and you turn a profit, and you upgrade your farm and buy a barn and animals, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
It sounds fucking stupid.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stitch that in properly, but we'll roll.
Oh, I don't know if I can stitch it in properly now, Brandon. That is what you sound like to me.
Okay. Back to the farm thing.
Is that too much? You don't seem very happy about that voice.
No, I don't care. I just played it up for the camera.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sounds incredibly boring.
Yeah, I know it does. And my brother, when he was telling me about it, I said the same thing. I was like, that sounds really fucking boring. And then I watched him play it, and I was like, this looks really fucking boring.
Yeah.
And then it was on sale on the Xbox store for I think $11. And I was like, I'll pick it up. I've heard good things. And started playing it and got like an hour into it and was like, oh, this is super fun, and I'm going to waste hundreds of hours in this game.
I just, that's exactly it. I could understand playing a game I even understand playing a game to enjoy it, but just playing a game that literally wastes your time. I need to be more productive than that.
Well, but the thing is, there's always something to do. You have a huge farm. So if you're not watering plants, you're going into town to sell stuff, you're upgrading your tools, you're building cobblestone walkways through your farm and laying out what your next, I need to save up enough money to buy some corn.
Right.
And I'm going to need X amount of space to plant as much corn as I want to maximize profits. So you need to go and physically remove the trees and chop those down. And then as you level up, you get new recipes to a milk or a cheese machine. So once you get cows and you can milk those, you can turn them into cheese and sell that. I have preserve jars running right now. I think every 2 or 3 days it makes a preserves of something. I know it sounds so stupid. It sounds boring.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's so bad. Yeah, I can't even, Brandon.
It's a super high selling game. It's a big breakout indie game. Stardew Valley, check it out.
I mean, I've heard of the game, but...
No, have you?
Yeah, I have. Have I seen anybody playing it? No, I think you've told me about it before.
I don't think so. I knew nothing about it until my brother suggested it. And it's 16-bit graphics.
How long ago was this, though?
That I bought it?
Well, that your brother told you about it.
4 or 5 days ago.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Yeah, I just started playing it recently. My girlfriend got us a 4K TV. So the game that I've been playing the most on this 4K TV is this 16-bit graphics farming game.
Huh. I guess that's a good use of thousands of dollars worth of TV.
Yeah, really taking advantage of that technology.
Right.
So what about you, Ram? I know you said you had to get your car fixed.
Yes, I did a little car fixing, which was a thing that happened. I just got some subframe bushings replaced. It was more money than I had and less time than I expected. So that's how that goes. It's the worst feeling in the world to get rid of all of that.
All of the money?
Yes, all of the monies. All of the monies are gone.
So what did they have to do?
Subframe bushings. It's like you have your frame of your car, and then you have a subframe that attaches.
Okay.
And there are little rubber bushings that are connected, and they have to be pressed in with a press. They don't have to be, but if you want it done correctly and easily, it's the best way to do it. So you press them in, and it keeps those two frames together.
So that's what you had. So your frame was coming apart?
Essentially, yeah.
And that cost a lot of money for them to fix?
$400 and some.
To just fucking hammer some shit together?
Yes. Because that's how it works, Brandon.
I mean, that's what it sounds like, is you said that there's two things and there's a pushing, and I mean, I got the gist of what you were saying.
Right.
It sounds like you just got to hammer it together. Just smush them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. You got it, buddy. It's more than just hammering them together. You can't create enough force to do that yourself.
With a hammer?
Yes, you have to use a press.
I've never met anything I couldn't hammer into another thing.
I've never seen you hammer a thing.
You obviously don't hang around a lot when I hammer, because I do a lot of it. I spend about 50% of my day hammering something.
And the other 50% fucking hoeing, apparently.
Hammering and hoeing, the Brandon Full story.
That is stupid, and you're stupid for telling me these things.
So do mechanics make a lot of money? I mean, I know that they charge a lot.
Let me put it to you this way. I bought the parts. I don't remember how much I bought the parts for. It was several months ago. So the parts weren't even, that was the labor cost.
Yeah.
$120 plus tax was the labor cost. I dropped the car off at 9. They were done at 12:30.
And there's no way they were working on it the whole time.
Oh yeah. No, they would have had to.
It takes like 30 seconds to hammer something, Remington.
Well, there's two guys working. They both make $400 an hour. So.
Well, you never see a mechanic driving a super nice car, though.
Well, yeah.
That's such a status thing, though. Like, you can judge how well somebody gets paid by how new or nice of a car they drive.
Yeah, but mechanics tend to like working on cars. Very few mechanics who do it for a living don't enjoy working on cars.
Well, yeah, but what does that have to do with them not driving a nice car, though?
So why would you drive something nice when you can keep a beater running like a dream?
Because that's stupid. That's my only argument to that, is that's dumb.
Okay. Yeah, you put your time and your effort and your skills to work for you. And yeah, you have something that maybe looks like it's been beat up, but you can drive it however the hell you want. You don't have to worry about scratching the paint.
Yeah.
It runs like a dream.
They want to do that shit in their free time. Like when I leave NASA, I don't want to come home and look at star charts.
Well, then you're doing your job wrong, buddy.
You don't want to come home and try to sell mattresses to the neighbors.
No, but I sleep on a mattress when I come home.
Yeah, but those two things aren't related.
They're absolutely related, Brandon. I got much better sleep when I learned that I needed to rotate my mattress.
So what you're saying, I think if I followed this completely, mechanics sleep on cars.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you have some news? Like, this is going nowhere fast.
I do have some news.
Good. I'm glad. Let's do that.
I don't know if you care or not, because last time I recorded from home and I talked about an Animaniacs reboot, you brushed me off so quick.
I did.
You just did not give a shit. So maybe, do you care that they're making a live action reboot of Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, I do. Like, they've been talking about doing a Cowboy Bebop movie for a long time with
Hugh Jackman.
Oh my God, he'd be a really good Jet, though.
Is Jet the big dude with the robot arm?
Yeah. Well, maybe not a really good one. He wouldn't be bad, though.
You watched Cowboy Bebop, right? All the way through?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give a quick rundown of what the story is for those listening who might not have watched it? Because I've only seen a few episodes. Like, not spoilery, but just a general idea of what it is.
Cowboy Bebop, they're basically bounty hunters. And it starts off with just Spike and Jet, and then they pick up a couple of wayward souls along the way.
And it's like space, right? Space bounty hunters?
It takes place in space. They're bounty hunters. So they'll mow through their money really quickly after repairing their ships and barely have enough money for food. And then they take on a couple other mouths to feed. And then as the story unfolds, you learn more about Spike's backstory and more about Jet's backstory. Jet used to be a cop way back in the day until his partner screwed him over. And let's see here. Spike he fought in some sort of a war, which is where he gets all of his fighting skill and prowess from.
Because in the couple episodes I watched, I mean, he just rips shit up.
Who, Spike?
Yeah.
Yeah, he, if I'm not mistaken, he practices Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee's fighting style.
Okay. So do you think it's something, because the cartoon, at least for me and from what I've read about it, the stylization of it is a big part of what makes it Cowboy Bebop. Because it has like a weird jazz soundtrack, like a lot of running bass lines. The shots are very cinematic as opposed to like TV show. It has a whole feel to it.
Yeah, it does. It's definitely, I mean, the whole show itself is really a work of art when it comes to the actual production of it. Not any one thing really stands out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have this amazing soundtrack behind it with all this awesome jazz music from Yoko Kanno. Is that what her name is? Yeah, Yoko Kanno. And I think she did pretty much I think she did almost all of the composing for Cowboy Bebop. And it's just the collection of music that she has for it is amazing. And that helps to, like, the choices in music really help to sell the scenes. There are a lot of different, like, where you just need a real soft tinkling piano noise, or, you know, you've got those driving bass lines when people are being chased, and everything in between. Fun music when Ed comes into the scene, you know, stuff like that. It's really all masterfully produced.
Well, and the live action show would have to reproduce that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there'd have to be a certain amount of leeway that you'd have to give them, but I don't know why you would want to remake it. If I were to see test footage, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it having almost like a Firefly feel to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Firefly kind of had that whole space bounty hunters who really had to work meal to meal and job to job to make any money.
Yeah.
Apparently, the live action remake is being done by Sunrise Inc., who was the company that did the original animation.
Yeah. Yeah, but there really isn't a whole lot of news past that to where it's just supposed to get a live action treatment, and we don't know any of the deets, it seems like. I mean,
yeah,
you're finding.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be something that just falls flat. They announce that kind of shit all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd hope that they'd be able to do it justice, but it's one of those things where it's Cowboy Bebop is like, it's not only masterfully created, but it's also like when you start to get into anime, this is the show that you watch to get into anime. Like, you get a wide gamut of comedy anime and serious drama anime and deep story anime.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of anime out there that are very story driven, and you really have to watch every episode in order to really grab it, or in order to really get a good hold on the story.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop isn't necessarily like that. They have story arcs that run through it, telling the stories for each of the people, really, inside of it. Spike is definitely the main character, I would say, of everybody, and then everybody else is kind of a supporting role.
Wasn't there something crazy with the corgi that's on board?
Yeah, Ein the corgi. Ein was an experimental dog that he has enhanced intelligence. Like,
to the point of being able to talk? Is he as intelligent as a human?
No, he can't talk, but he understands what's going on.
Oh, okay.
They explore his backstory enough to say that he is a super intelligent canine, but past that, they don't do a whole lot with it.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally make reference to it. So,
what I think is interesting about Cowboy Bebop is it's such a culturally big deal as far as anime goes.
Yeah.
And there was 26 episodes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And 2 or 3 movies.
Oh, I didn't even know there were movies.
Yep. Yeah. I think there's just 2, but I could be wrong, and there might be 3. It's been a few years since I've seen any of the movies, so. like I said, it could be a good thing, but I don't see the need to, aside from just trying to cash in on something that is a cult classic.
Yeah, it could be good though. I mean, live action.
Yeah, it's always a risk when you're doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only hope that it's good. Now, see, we don't even know if we're looking at an all Asian cast.
It's being made for American audiences. It's being made for U.S. television. Yeah.
Okay.
So probably not all Asian cast.
Just one Asian.
Yeah.
The rest will be whitewashed.
One Asian in the background who occasionally just pops in and waves.
Yep.
All right. So what do you have? You want to hit me with one of your hot stories?
Yeah. So this, since we're talking about entertainment news, let's bring in a quick shout out to Twitch, because apparently Twitch is doing a 6-day marathon for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're doing a 6-day, 38-episode Mystery Science Theater 3000 marathon. So you can actually go over to twitch.tv/shoutfactorytv, and it started today at 11 a.m. On Pacific time. So it's 3 o'clock now, 3, 2, 1, 12, 11. It should be starting like right now, because there's about 4 hours between us and Pacific time.
Okay.
Of course, when this episode comes out, we'll probably tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I'll try and really push and get it done. So, I mean, you'll still have at least 4 days or so to look forward to watching this marathon if you've missed the first half of it. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is the TV that I got is a Roku brand TV.
Yeah.
So it has a bunch of channels being a smart TV that you can download, which I guess most smart TVs do now. But there's one of the free channels is called Pluto TV.
Okay.
Which you get a lot of channels, you know, like Netflix is on demand, Crackle is on demand with just kind of shittier movies, but it's all free, Crackle is.
Right, yeah.
Pluto has like 100 channels or so, but they're actually channels. So you can't just tune in and watch what you want. You tune in like it would be a TV.
Okay.
But there's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 channel that's just 24/7 runs Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, wow. That's neat.
Yeah, there's a Mystery Science Theater channel, and there's also a Riff Tracks channel.
Okay. I don't know Riff Tracks.
Riff Tracks was like the spinoff that before Mystery Science Theater got picked up again and put back on Netflix with the Kickstarter thing. Yeah. The original guys who made Mystery Science Theater wanted to continue doing it, but they didn't have the rights to do it. So they started Riff Tracks, where they would record just the audio. You could download just the audio and then pair it with the movie. Yeah. And there was no video, but you could watch the movie and hear their audio over it.
Oh, how'd that work out?
Pretty well. They tore. I mean, half the time on the Riff Tracks channel is Riff Tracks Live.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, I can't. It's the original voice of Crow and the original voice of Tom Servo.
Uh-huh.
And then I think it's Mike. I don't think it's Joel. I think it's Mike that tours with them.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think I told you I'm going to see Mystery Science Theater live next month.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, this is a serendipitous turn of events, Brandon.
Yes. We've made it there.
We have. We've come full circle. So you're doing... Where is this located?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus? Mm-hmm. Are still available?
I don't know. They sell out pretty quickly.
If they are, can people approach you and touch you on the face?
Yeah, sure. If you are in Columbus, Ohio at the Mystery Science Theater live show and can somehow figure out who I am when I'm there.
Yeah.
Touch me in the face as much as you want. Touch me anywhere.
YouTube.com/touch
Brandon. No, I was thinking my YouTube channel.
Yeah. And then in our little search bar, when you search the channel, just type in Touch Brandon and this episode will pop up.
Are you going to tag this as Touch
Brandon? I'm
going to
tab it Touch Brandon.
Are you putting up the video for this?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't like a test thing. This is just straight up going to be the YouTube video now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is going to be like a trial run, maybe.
I didn't realize I would have been doing like more tableaus in the background. I knew.
I mean, I kind of mentioned it, but I don't think you really committed to the fact that that's what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm recording this video and I might go ahead and just put it up on YouTube. If I don't be disappointed. We are going to get to the YouTube videos very soon.
I'm constantly disappointed.
It's true. So you don't have to worry about Brandon being disappointed about it. But if you're listening to this and there's no actual video for you to go to watch, I don't want you to be disappointed, because if it didn't for some reason, that's just because something screwed up and it didn't work out.
Would you say that Dueling Ogres to our audience has been a long list of disappointments?
I would hope so, because when we finally do something that's really cool I want it to be a shock to the world. Oh.
We did shirts. We said we were going to do them, and we fucking did them.
Yeah, I mean, it took forever, but we did it.
We did a live show.
Yeah, we've done a couple of them. We've done cons.
Yeah.
We've done panels at cons. We have another panel coming up in September that you and I have to talk about here sometime soon.
Yeah. Is there more news for that?
Well, yeah. Just what time that we're going to do it.
Okay.
It's going to be earlier in the day.
The witching hour?
Yeah, like one of the first panels, I think.
Oh, nobody comes at the beginning.
Well, hey, man, I will still probably have to work. Unfortunately, that is a busy time of year. So,
what, the middle of fucking September for one day for like 1 hour?
Yeah.
That one specific hour is when everybody's going to want a fucking mattress, Remington?
No, which is why I scheduled it for earlier in the day. When we'll be busy, you shithead.
I was hoping you were going to pull out like some infographics that were like, look, I've broken it down on this exact day.
That's all right. I know
this exact hour we're supposed to record.
I have precisely 1 year of data.
Peak mattress buying time. Brandon, full.
Yeah. So, but, she was wanting to know if we were wanting to have a table, and then, then we'd have to have somebody who wanted to work the table, aka you, because I'll have to go back to work. Of course, I mean, there might be a little leeway there if we can get another trainee going. We might be able to do that. So if that's the case, then it won't be as huge of a deal if I disappear for a few hours that day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we can talk about it afterwards. Yeah, I'd probably do the table if we get some shirts in ahead of time, like some physical shirts for us to sell.
Yeah. I just dropped $420 on my car, so you'll probably have to help out with that. I
wasn't asking you to buy them. I was just saying
somebody
have them. They're Mr. fucking presumptuous. What, you don't think I can buy a shirt?
I think you could buy a shirt. How many do you
Damn. You get a fucking job selling mattresses, and suddenly you're the guy from the Monopoly cover running around with fucking money falling at you. I think you could buy a shirt.
This is the whole reason it's taken us this long to get shirts, is because we can't afford to buy them in bulk.
Yeah, but now we get the discount so we can buy them cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me just go out and fucking panhandle and sell my one pair of shoes, and maybe I can buy a fucking shirt, Remington. Let's see.
Oh, that came out exactly as I hoped it would. So let's keep on rolling with our entertainment news. We got some Han Solo news. Both of us. We both looked this stuff up.
Yeah, I think it's the same news.
Probably. In fact, definitely.
Han Solo murdered a guy?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I got here. So, okay. Han Solo lost its directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Chris Miller and Phil Lord have worked on the Lego Movie. They worked on 21 Jump Street. They have a very comedic feel to their filmmaking. Apparently, that's not exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm were looking for. So they fired them. And I think we actually kind of talked about this a little bit. But really, what was the big news is who was going to replace them.
Yeah. Yeah, they said when they left that it was, to paraphrase the quote, it was like, it's cliche to use this, but it was creative differences.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, it was creative differences, but it was creative differences in the fact that they didn't want to make a cookie cutter Star Wars movie, which is exactly what Disney wants. It's a cookie cutter Star Wars movie.
Well, it's the same with the Marvel movies. I know we've talked about this quite a few times. They found a fucking formula that works, and they're like, nope, that's what we're doing.
And it's, this happened with Rogue One, too, if I'm not mistaken, didn't it?
Yeah, they had to go in and do a whole bunch of reshoots.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough Darth Vader. It came out later that the reason they did reshoots is because there wasn't enough Vader in it.
I gotcha. So now we know who the director is, and it's going to be the incomparable Ron Howard, the slightly better looking of the Howard boys. Because as we all know, Clint is a monster.
Yeah, I mean, Ron's definitely like a 6 and Clint's a 2.
Right, yeah. I'd still kiss Clint before I'd kiss Ron, though.
Why? Because you like an underdog story?
Yeah. That's the only reason.
So these directors were comedic directors?
Well, I mean, the last couple of movies that they did really focused on a lot of comedy. I mean, the Lego Movie was incredible as far as comedy goes. And then 21 Jump Street, while I don't particularly care for Channing Tatum and
Jonah Hill.
I heard it was a funny movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were wanting to they were encouraging ad-libbing, apparently, from different sources that I've read.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just go off script a little bit. It's okay, you know? This fear and this, like, God hand that Disney wants to put in this.
A white-gloved, four-fingered God hand.
Oh, boy!
No!
Get up here! Exactly. So, it'd be nice to let a director or directors do what they're going to do. I mean, you hired them to do a job, let them do their job. And hey, if the movie flops, and it's fucking Star Wars, so it's not going to flop because everybody's going to see it, and whether it gets shitty reviews or not shitty reviews, you're still going to make $1 billion fucking off of it.
Yeah.
Because it's Star Wars. Like, they don't have to worry about losing money because everybody's going to go see it.
Well, I mean, there's going to be diminishing returns on every new Star Wars movie. It's like the main ones are still going to make bank. The off years aren't going to make, like, Rogue One didn't make nearly as much money as The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi is going to make more money than Rogue One.
But to be fair to Rogue One, that was a story of nobodies. This is a story of Han Solo.
Yeah.
I mean, we have an origin story, basically, of a main character throughout the films.
And I feel like Han Solo lends himself to comedy pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he is straight up Star-Lord. In my mind, Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy is basically Han Solo.
Yeah, only a goofier version.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that statement. They have a lot of similarities.
I want to see comedy in my Han Solo movie. I want to see pratfalls. I want to see Chewie slipping on a banana peel walking out of the Falcon.
Yeah.
I want to see Han trying to, like, poke the Emperor in the eyes with his 2 fingers, and the Emperor holds up his hand. So, you know.
Yeah, and then when he makes contact, he gets electrocuted.
Yeah. See, that's fucking gold.
His hair is, like, sticking up, and he's like,
good game. And then he drops a baseball out of his pocket. I mean, there's so many different things you could do.
Exactly. So what do you think about Ron Howard being cast to finish the movie?
I know. What has Ron Howard directed? I mean, I know he's directed a lot. I know he's a prolific director.
Yeah. Most recently, the film Inferno, which had Felicity Jones in it. He did Apollo 13. He did Cocoon.
So kind of just like middle of the road movies.
No, I mean, Cocoon was a massive blockbuster hit back in the day.
Oh, was it?
Splash. Yeah, Willow. He directed. Yeah.
Like the mermaid movie?
Yes.
Where when the girl gets wet, she grows a tail?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, if the director of Splash can do Han Solo, I'm happy.
There you go. Well, like Willow. You know, he directed Willow, which was a George Lucas film.
Yeah.
And he was one of the stars in American Graffiti with Lucas.
And I mean,
so he has a long history of Lucasfilm involvement.
He was pretty fuckable in Happy Days.
Yeah, exactly. He played essentially the same character that he played in Graffiti.
Oh, kind of like a jive talking turkey?
Yes. American Graffiti, sorry.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I think just Graffiti. I was forgetting the American part.
Don't you ever forget America again, Remington.
I know. I am practically a communist.
It does.
American Graffiti had Harrison Ford in it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where a lot of those guys got their start.
Yeah.
It seems like a real big tonal shift.
Yeah.
To go from two sort of comedic directors to Ron Howard, who seems like, and this is no offense to Ron Howard, like I said, I haven't seen enough of his movies to know. He's obviously a very famous and well-known director.
Yeah.
You don't hear Ron Howard talked about in the same way you hear like a Stanley Kubrick or a Steven Spielberg. Like Ron Howard just seems like a safe bet, affordable director for them to get.
I don't know about the affordable part, but he actually is. I mean, nobody stands with Kubrick just because Kubrick was so fucking weird. But people will say Ron Howard and Steven Spielberg in the same sentence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm super ignorant on movie directors, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, he's up there. He's maybe not as good as Spielberg. Well, I mean, very few people are as good as Spielberg, but at the same time, like what it really boils down to is that his directing style is solid. It's very solid.
And that's what I'm guessing is Disney brought him in a sense of like, okay, we had these guys, they were kind of dicking around. They didn't get what we're doing. Here's our script, Ron. Here's what we want. And Ron Howard walks in with a big thumbs up and, sunglasses with money signs because he's making a shit ton of money. And it's just like, all right, let's get to it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think that he'll go through, I figure he'll go through what Lord and Miller did. He'll pick out the good stuff, and then he'll just, like you said, it'll be a tonal shift, and it'll get back to something. Ron Howard has that directing style of Spielberg and Lucas and early directors of the day. That's when he was making his big movies too. Maybe just 5 or 10 years down the pipeline. That was when cinematography and directing was still almost. I don't know how to explain it. Because it wasn't safe back in the day, but it was on point, I guess. There wasn't a whole lot of exploration
of like style.
Yeah, because that's not even fair to say either. But like, I don't know. He has the idea of the blockbuster formula. How about that?
Okay.
And it's a tried and true, well-established formula for a big blockbuster.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay. That was a really hard one to try and quantify.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little zigzaggy. It was like Jeffy when he's running around in Family Circus, but I got there. I followed you and I got there.
Okay, I'm glad. Hopefully everybody else did too. A little off there for a minute.
I feel like a complete traitor to the nerddom, but I'm going to say it. I'm getting a little tired of Star Wars already.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I am. And there's only been 2 movies come out, Force Awakens and Rogue One. Yeah. I'm getting so inundated already with like, and then we're doing a Han Solo movie, and then we're doing this movie, and then we're doing that movie, and we're just going to keep doing them.
Do you think that you would have been a little better off if you didn't know that they were doing them? Like just, a year down the road, all of a sudden a Han Solo movie came out?
Or if we knew a little bit ahead of time. A little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, just not like, here's the slate for the next, 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, there is a slate for like the next 5 or 6 years of like unannounced Star Wars movie in 2019, unannounced Star Wars movie in 2020, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I think that's the kind of shit that we don't need to know, like as consumers. I don't think we need to know that far ahead that that's what we're going to get. I think that should be one of those things that, hey, if they want to cash in on that cow for that long, that's their business, but keep it behind the corporate doors.
It loses some of its magic and its specialness whenever it just becomes this thing that's just pumped out and manufactured in a warehouse. Just
right. Yeah.
Well, it's like we talked about it last week when we didn't record that when you were reading random news that Sony announced that they're making 6 Spider-Man movies, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
3 or 6, but at least a trilogy. And I was saying just like, maybe wait for the first fucking movie to come out first.
Yeah.
Maybe let's see how everybody likes it before you're like, by the way, you better like them because we're shoving 5 more of these motherfuckers down your throats.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like this is going to be a bit of a segue, but I found out that there was another Police Story movie. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, like Brandon, Police Story was a big, when Jackie Chan was in his earlier years and doing a lot of those movies in China, Police Story was a recurring movie that he played a character in. It was like Police Story and then like Super Cop. So
those are both fantastic and spot on names, though.
Exactly. So in 2013, there was another Police Story movie, and apparently it was just, at this point, Jackie's like 61. So he's not going to do the crazy action scenes that he was doing back in that day.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a talk fest, and it didn't. Rotten Tomatoes has it at like a 2 stars or something like that.
Yeah, you get back here, I'll punch you.
Yeah. But to lead in, apparently they're making Jackie Chan into Liam Neeson. There is a new movie coming out called The Foreigner. A thriller action.
A little fucking on the nose.
Yeah. It takes place in Great Britain, in Ireland, I think. Or yes, I would say Ireland. It has Pierce Brosnan as kind of the antagonist, and Jackie Chan as the protagonist. And the story is Jackie's dropping his daughter off to college or something like that. And it gets bombed and she gets killed in the explosion.
Okay.
It's an IRA terrorist attack.
Okay.
And the police does nothing to stop it. And he somehow, from what I gathered from the trailer, Jackie used to be special forces or something like that. So he has a very particular set of skills.
Okay.
That he's going to use to kick Pierce Brosnan's ass, who somehow, it's alluded to in the trailer that Pierce Brosnan's character knows who bombed the stuff and they're not releasing that information. So then Jackie goes on his own little bombing spree and tortures Pierce Brosnan's character and kicks some ass. But like throughout this entire trailer, like watch Jackie's face. I'm going to play it for you. Hold on.
Okay. Regardless of how old he is, though, it's fair to say that Jackie Chan could kick both of our asses still, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think even at the same time, he could kick our asses.
Yeah, more than likely.
See, the more than likely puts in even a little bit of doubt that we could maybe overpower him, and I think that that's just statistically impossible.
Oh, I think that it's fair to put that doubt in, just so when we think that we're winning and then he pulls it out in the end, it's that much more sweet for him and much more bitter of a pill to swallow for us.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the trailer for The Foreigner.
Everyone's already inside. Bye, Dad.
An explosion rocked the city today.
£20,000 for the names of the bombers. That's not how we do things here.
Hello, Mr. Hennessy. He's here again.
That's 5 days in a row now. What does he want?
His daughter was killed in the bombing.
Mr. Hennessy, please find out the names of the bombers.
I work for the government, not terrorists.
You used to work for them.
I don't know who the bombers are.
I don't believe you.
It's him.
You would tell me the names of the bombers.
They kill me on Tuesday.
He's trained.
Bury me on Wednesday.
Maybe special forces.
Mom for me Thursday.
Stop! She's wired the balloon!
And you gotta let me go.
He just wants you to know he can get to you.
What is going on?
He thinks I know who blew up his daughter.
Do you?
Then you gotta let me go.
Somebody say a prayer for me.
They kill me on Friday.
Half the city looking for him.
Bury me on Sunday. Mom for me Monday. Then you gotta let me go. Then you gotta let me go.
He's an old man running circles around the lot of us. He's ahead of us every step of the way. Open it up. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Somebody say a prayer for me.
Yes, I do. Do you?
So yeah, that was The Foreigner.
Huh. I went through a lot of emotions watching that. It was a real roller coaster of like, this looks fucking stupid. This is just Jackie Chan making a bunch of phone calls. And then it got tropey, and Pierce Brosnan, he's not Irish, right? Pierce Brosnan's English, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain.
Because his Irish accent sounded weird. It sounded like very heavy in the way he was talking.
Yeah.
And I know that was terrible. I'm not saying that I could do accents, but it sounded weird to my ear.
Right.
And then the more it played, the more I started feeling good for Jackie Chan. I was like, fuck yeah, if he can turn his career now. I mean, he's had a hugely prolific career. Jackie Chan has not hurting for like, when he dies, there will be huge memorials. I mean, he's known as like this huge person.
Pierce, just so you know, is Irish. He's actually Irish.
Oh, so does the Irish accent just sound stupid to me, I guess?
Well, that's just it. The Irish accent that you know isn't necessarily a proper Irish accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't wearing a green hat. He didn't have buckle shoes. It's
That's
bullshit.
Right. He didn't have a pot of gold next to him.
Exactly.
And I think they're just like in English or in England, there are different kind of dialects of Irish. So it depends on where he was in Ireland.
Well, and before you started to play that trailer, you were saying something about Jackie Chan's face. You said if you watch his face.
Oh, I don't remember where the line of thought was on it, but going back to the 2013 police story, where it was a much more dramatic feel, and it wasn't Jackie doing the silly, punch somebody in the face. Oh, it hurt my hand,
Yeah.
So Jackie always liked the realism. I mean, I've watched hundreds of hours of Jackie doing interviews because I really like the guy.
Mhm.
My favorite actors of all time. But, you know, he always liked the realism. He didn't like action movies that didn't play on the fact that, you know, when you punch somebody, you hurt yourself. You know, it hurts when you punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is that you can't have a really good dramatic movie and shake your hand like you just
Every time you're punching somebody.
You're like, oh no, my hand, it hurt all the time. You know, we can't do that. That's my Jackie Chan impression.
I feel like it's okay.
Jackie Chan impression.
I was a little on the fence, but I feel like because you said he's your favorite actor, it's okay to do it.
To do the Jackie Chan impression?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It wasn't like a racist Asian. That's how he talks in English.
If anything, Jackie Chan is racist.
That's right.
For not speaking English better.
That's right. It's like, you see how everybody says, Jackie, your English is so bad. Chris Tucker can't even say 3 words. At the end of Rush Hour, when Chris Tucker and he and Chris Tucker are on the plane, and Chris Tucker can't say "shi ni," which is like formal Chinese for "thank you very much."
Okay.
And he can't say it. So that was Jackie's response in the outtakes. He can't say 3 words.
It looks like when he's fighting in that hallway and he's like kicking the dudes and stuff, yeah. I can commend the movie, at least from what I saw of it, of being realistic. Like, even with however old Jackie Chan is now, what is he? He's in his 60s?
Yeah, easily.
He still looks in very good shape. I mean, he's done this his entire life. I'm sure he's still super strong.
Yeah, I bet.
But there's certain things that a 60-some-year-old man's body, no matter how in shape they are, is just not going to be capable of doing anymore.
Yeah.
And so, at least in the trailer, they're not having him like flipping over people and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he can still wedge himself into a corner and jump down at a dude. But he's not going to be doing like crazy flips like he used to.
Yeah.
So it's like I recently watched a just random Facebook video of a 91-year-old woman doing gymnastics. And like, if you look at it, you can tell that it's amazing that she's doing what she's doing. But at the same time, you can tell that her body just doesn't bend the way that it used to. You know what I mean? So you're right in that Jackie's 63 years old. So.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan is a year older.
Pierce Brosnan has aged pretty well.
Oh, yeah. He's still a beautiful man, isn't he?
A beautiful man with a terrible Irish accent.
Even though he's Irish.
So we kind of got off on the Jackie Chan thing. I had a little bit more Spider-Man news I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So I want to backtrack, rewind, flip it and reverse it back to Spider-Man news real quick. There's been conflict.
A ton of news. So
you have a ton of news?
Yeah, I really do. Now, a lot of it we might just hit real quick, but I figure why not just go through the whole bit?
So there's been some news flipping back and forth about whether the new Spider-Man movies are going to take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Like, Spider-Man is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
Yes.
He was in Avengers. Tony Stark is in the Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
So Amy Pascal, the producer of the Spider-Man movies, said that the new Venom movie doesn't take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So then Kevin Feige or whatever. Feige said that they might or they might not. Anyway, it's been super weird. I'm dragging this out. Long story short, they are not. So here's where it gets fucking stupid. You won't see Venom in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Because
Spider-Man's MCU, Venom is in Sony's whole alternate Marvel movie universe, but not Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right, exactly.
So how the fuck do you do a Venom movie without being able to incorporating Spider-Man? All it's going to be is just like a generic alien symbiote movie.
Yeah. I mean, that is the question, because the comics have established that the symbiotes are way smarter than what any Spider-Man movie has let on for them to be.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole planet of symbiotes, and they're an advanced culture as far as it goes. I mean, it's a very weird culture. It's very different from ours, or from a humanoid culture, but that's because they all like, together.
Ugh. I don't like whatever that is.
So, they're doing a whole lot of that. But the further away that a symbiote gets, the less of a empathic connection or something that they have with like the hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Something similar to that. So the crazier they get. So that's why when Peter Parker gets a hold of the symbiote the first time and becomes Spider-Man Venom.
Just Spider-Man. Just still Spider-Man.
Just still Spider-Man, but with Venom suits.
Yeah.
And then isn't it that the Venom symbiote becomes it was something like Spider-Man didn't acknowledge that it was basically an equal. You've explained this to me.
Spider-Man promised that he would take the symbiote out to dinner, and then he ended up going on a date with Mary Jane. And the symbiote, it's beautiful. It's an iconic scene in comics where the symbiote is sitting outside of its door, like waiting for Spider-Man to show up, and it has like a tux on and it's holding flowers. Yeah. And then you see like it starts to go dark and a little tear roll down the symbiote's where its eye would be. And then it goes to bed. So Spider-Man comes in the next morning to wake it up, and the symbiote's super pissed, and then that's where you get Carnage from.
Yeah.
And then Galactus was there too.
Just for no reason.
Galactus was on the phone. That's who the symbiote called. And Galactus was like, girl, you need to leave him.
Yeah. So anyway, now
that's all canon.
I've completely lost my train of thought about what was going on there. It is weird that Venom won't be in a Spider-Man movie, and I hope that when they do make the Venom movie, that they actually explore the relationship between the symbiotes. We've talked about this before. We talked about the Venom movie before.
We spent a good amount of time on it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't remember what the episode that was. I think it was in the hundreds, though.
Yeah, it was within the last 5 or 10 episodes.
Exactly. So go back and listen to our long spiel on that. It might
listen to all of them.
Yeah, just listen to all of the episodes. They're really good.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, so I mean, of course, with Sony being the one who's treating the movie, who knows what we'll get.
Yeah. And it's just weird. I mean, I get it. I know that there's rights and stuff, so it makes sense. I can't be too like, that's so fucking stupid. Because I get that Sony did Marvel a favor and made it. It was a sacrifice for Spider-Man to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. Because Marvel would love for Sony to be like, okay, you can use Venom too. Okay, you can just use all of them. Marvel would love that. Sony's still holding on to the cards because that's all they have right now as far as the Marvel properties.
Yes, from a monetary standpoint, I mean, you're absolutely right there. But I think it's fair to say that it would be nice for them to explore a different way of filmmaking when it comes to these other properties. Like, instead of it getting the MCU cookie cutter movie treatment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that there is a lot of room for Venom to be a whole different kind of movie.
Well, the way that the deal was worked out is that when Spider-Man is in a Marvel movie, Marvel gets the money. Sony doesn't get the money for Spider-Man in a Marvel movie. But Sony can use Marvel characters in their Spider-Man movies, and they make all the profit from what that movie sells.
Sure, yeah.
That's how the deal was worked out.
Right.
So Sony really would have nothing. The only thing Sony would have to gain by letting Venom be in the MCU movies is that they could then have some Marvel characters in their Venom movie.
Right.
And they could technically, I guess I don't know 100%, but I think technically they could have Tom Holland's Spider-Man in a Venom movie, but that would cause too much of a weird crossover of like, this Spider-Man is the same Spider-Man, except we can't acknowledge Tony Stark or the suit or anything, so he has to be a different Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, they do introduce Miles in one of the trailers, didn't they? For Homecoming?
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man's flying through the city, and it may have been an extra scene or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm fairly certain that you see a kid looking up and watching Spider-Man fly through the city, and somebody behind him yells, "Come on, Miles." Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess they could do like an alternate dimension thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be alternate dimension Spider-Man, though, with the Miles Morales thing. If Miles is watching Spider-Man fly through the city, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could just be that, he happens to get spider powers. I mean, what's the likelihood that two kids in New York get spider powers? But
I mean, there's a lot of spiders in New York, and there's a lot of radiation.
Yeah, because it's a cesspool of filth.
Mm-hmm.
Heard me, New York.
Just calling out the entire state.
Hey, over here.
Don't do that.
No, I do what I want, Brandon. This is my show too.
All right. What other fucking news do you have, Remington?
Google will no longer be scanning your Gmail for ad targeting. I mean, they get all of your data elsewhere anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but they will no longer be targeting ads in your Gmail.
They were already doing that?
Yeah, they were totally doing that. They scan your email for keywords and then target your ads toward that stuff.
So why are they no longer doing it, did they say? Because they don't need to?
Pretty much. On a blog post by the SVP of Google Cloud, they've already done away with G Suite's Gmail ad personalization. They've already taken that out for enterprise editions and stuff like that.
Okay.
They've taken it out for that, and they're expanding it to Gmail. So, from what she's saying in this article, it seems like it's just we just want to. The decision brings Gmail ads in line with how we personalize ads for other Google products. Ads shown are based on user settings. Users can change those settings at any time, including disabling ad personalization. G Suite will continue to be ad-free. The value of Gmail is tremendous, both for G Suite users and for users of our free consumer Gmail service. Gmail is the world's preeminent email provider with more than 1.2 billion users.
1.2 billion?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. No, well, I mean, think about it. When you buy an Android device, they almost always make you set up a Gmail.
Yeah, no, I know. It makes sense. And a lot of people have multiple Gmail accounts. I have like 3 Gmail accounts for different things because it's free. That's still 1.2 billion is a lot of fucking people.
It is. No other email service protects its users from spam, hacking, and phishing as successfully as Gmail. By indicating possible email responses, Gmail features like Smart Reply, making emailing easier, faster, and more efficient. Gmail add-ons will enable features like payments and invoicing directly within Gmail, further revolutionizing what can be accomplished in the email. So really, it looks like they are taking the ad scanning out of that because it just doesn't need to be there, and it's a potential security hazard.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Just remember, you're not any more free than you were before.
That's right. I mean,
and they're still tracking every tiny little thing you do.
Google is getting all of the information they need elsewhere. They don't need to scan your email for it.
Like those weird Google questions, like, what is this thing on my penis?
Yeah. Yeah.
They know.
This is all kind of tech / ad news or commerce news, I guess. eBay will match prices from Amazon and Walmart on certain items, as well as 6 other major retailers.
Is eBay trying to get into like the Amazon game?
I think so. I think they're trying to. They announced earlier this year that they would boost their competitiveness with Amazon. So they have a guaranteed delivery program that has yet to launch, but it promises a 3-day delivery, just like Amazon's 3-day delivery.
Okay.
If it doesn't arrive on time, shipping costs will be refunded. In the case of free shipping, a coupon that can be used towards a future purchase. So basically, I figure it'll be anything that you could buy from Walmart or Jet.com, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Sears, Wayfair, Home Depot, anything that you could buy in a bigger store like that, other major retailers, they will match prices on. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at eBay to see if it was laid out like Amazon at all. And it's still, they've changed how it's laid out a little bit, at least on mobile. And I think, didn't you have a story before that we talked about where eBay was going to more of a like other items like this model, kind of a layout like Amazon?
I don't know. I may have. But it's not even remotely fresh in my memory. So it may have been something that I read over in passing and didn't think that it was interesting enough to put in to the podcast. Like one of the days where we were looking at notes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm on eBay right now and I just looked up something at random, a Star Wars toy.
Mm-hmm.
And it has it listed. There's some bids, but for the most part, the first like 10 searches I did were for like from actual secondary sellers like Amazon is with the add to cart, ship it now, free 3-day shipping thing.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, from what that article says, it's more that it's just, they're going to be moving toward price matching in the future. So it's not implemented yet, and those sellers, I imagine that those retailers have stores on eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, would that be fair to say? So you would hope that they'd be offering at the same thing, but maybe they don't offer the same deals at the time. Like a retail store deal that you can't get online.
Well, that's the thing is like you go to Walmart and they price match from Walmart.com, and sometimes there will be price discrepancies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But even Walmart, if you go to Walmart.com and you order something, you're not just ordering from Walmart. There's third-party sites that will sell stuff almost like Amazon or eBay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you go to Walmart and you say, hey, this thing on your site is $10 cheaper, they'll look at it. I mean, if the person working there actually cares, I assume a lot of time the cashier is just going to say like, fuck it, okay, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But if the person actually cares and looks at it, they'll say, this isn't actually being sold by Walmart. This is being sold by a third-party vendor through Walmart. We don't match those prices.
Yeah. That's just it. I think Walmart will, in most cases, price match anybody, not just Walmart.
They've tightened the price match down a lot from what I've read.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now it has to be only people they consider direct competition.
Uh-huh.
So like the big box retailers, it's within, and these are the official rules, your mileage varies depending on who you go to and who you talk to. And it also has to be somewhere that's within like 50 miles, like considered a competitive radius.
Right. Uh-huh.
I used to go into Walmart when I was younger, and technically this isn't stealing, so I feel like this is fair to say.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's probably stealing, but okay.
Well, no, because they would price match pretty much anything. So right. I would go in and I'd have to find a cashier who looked like they didn't really know anything about Magic cards, right? And right. I would go online to these third-party sites, and I would find where they were selling packs of like Homelands and Fallen Empires and the really, really old shitty Magic sets that they would sell for like $1.50 a pack.
Yeah.
And I would bring up a bunch of Magic cards and show them the ad, and they'd be like, oh, okay, and price match them, and I'd get these $4 packs of cards for $1.50 a piece.
Right.
They were different sets, but they were still cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you consider that morally dubious?
Yes. As far as it goes, morally dubious, yes.
Would you consider that stealing?
That's real borderline. From a loss prevention standpoint, yes, it's stealing.
What, that they price match something?
No, that from a loss prevention standpoint, I'm saying if I were the loss prevention manager of Walmart, that would be stealing. And you would potentially be getting somebody who's gainfully employed fired because they weren't properly instituting the price matching program.
Okay. Here's the thing, though, is they weren't keeping a hold of the thing that I printed up. I would just show it to them, and they'd be like, okay, fair enough. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. Oh, no, I understand. But what I'm saying is that you are getting somebody potentially fired for something just because they were either too lazy or didn't understand the program or too dumb to care about it.
Well,
you're fired for that.
No, I disagree completely.
So to wrap up my consumerism spot here, Amazon is now the latest to offer a try-at-home clothing shipping method. It's called Prime Wardrobe, and yep, Prime Wardrobe. The service makes shopping for clothes online a commitment-free experience, one of the few advantages brick-and-mortar stores still had on online retailers. So in online land, if you buy a pair of pants, you can return those pair of pants and get a refund or exchange them, but that was a big hassle.
Yeah.
And in some cases, you couldn't return them. So Amazon is introducing it to basically, okay, we're going to ship you these pants. You try them on. If you like them, you keep them, then we charge you for it, I assume is how it works.
Yeah.
With Prime Wardrobe, you can pick out a number. This is from Engadget.com for anybody who's interested on the source. It's Mallory Locklear, and just search Prime Wardrobe, and you'll probably find the article. With Prime Wardrobe, you can pick out a number of items, including clothes, shoes, and accessories. Once you have at least 3, Amazon will send them to you, and you'll have a week to try them on and decide what you like. Whatever you don't want, you can send back for free, and you're only charged for what you keep. If you keep at least 3 things, you'll get a 10% off, and you'll get 20% off if you keep at least 5. So it's similar to the popular fashion companies like Stitch Fix, Trunk Club, and Daily Look Elite, which deliver a section of items to your door. But with those, a stylist picks out what's sent to you based on information you've provided about your fashion preferences. So with Amazon Prime Wardrobe, it looks like you can just pick what you want. They'll send you a lot, and then you pick what works for you out of that lot, and you send whatever you don't want back. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, man, Amazon is really going at it with cramming out everybody else.
Yeah, they're really trying to put a wide stop on brick and mortar stores.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we've talked about this. I think we talked about it last episode in regards to places like GameStop or how Blockbuster's been gone for a while now. And GameStop is suffering because of this digital download, this age where we live in the internet where you can just order something and get it sent to your door.
Yeah, well, doesn't Amazon's the one that has that fucking button you can order, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I want a button that when I press it, it automatically orders me laundry detergent.
Exactly. You can get that shit. That's insane. One touch ordering. Oh, shit, I'm running low. Push the button. No big deal.
Yeah.
That's incredibly convenient and lazy. And I love it because I'm a fast American and a human being. Like, all human beings are inherently lazy, I would assume.
Yeah.
Except for those really driven motherfuckers. And who likes those people?
And those people are lazy in their own way.
Oh, yeah.
We're all a certain level of laziness.
Yeah, sure. I agree. I was just being facetious, Brandon.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't pick up on your facetious.
You have to be a shining knight for everybody, huh?
No, what I'm saying is that every person has their level of laziness equivalent to what they do.
Mm-hmm,
like, I still work. I mean, you work over 40 hours. You're lazy. You're pretty lazy. But I mean, you still edit the podcast. You still work a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
But in your free time, when you want to be lazy, you're like laying in your underpants in your bed, watching things on your tablet.
Yes, this is true. I'm not doing things all the time. You have to have time to relax. That's called relaxing. That's not being lazy. And it's an institution of itself.
When does it crest into laziness? When you're avoiding things you should be doing?
Yes, that's when you're being lazy.
I'm pretty lazy then.
When you're putting off stuff that you can get done now, what you can do tomorrow. What?
Yeah, we'll leave that one out of your Remington philosophy book. Thanks,
I appreciate it, buddy. The one that you were supposed to be compiling off after all these years, but you've been too busy playing a fucking farming game.
I got to keep track of my radishes.
Exactly. So space news then. Do you have anything else? I've been talking a long time now.
All of my stuff was basic.
Related.
Now, let me see what else I have here. The Super Nintendo Classic. You remember the NES Classic that Nintendo released last year? We talked about because they fucked it up so bad and printed so few. Well, there were rumors they were releasing a Super Nintendo version of it, and those rumors are true. It is releasing September 29th. They're releasing the Super Nintendo Classic. It is $80.
Okay.
So $20 more than NES Classic. I'll run down through real quick. Here's a list of the games that are on it. There's 21 games on it. Contra 3, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox 1 and 2. Star Fox 2 is a big deal because it was never released. Star Fox 2 was basically finished. You can find ROMs of it online. Yeah. And it's like 90% complete game. It's being fully released on this for the first time ever.
Oh, that's cool.
Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, the first one, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
Wow.
So a list of pretty solid games.
Yeah, like that sounds like even more of a solid list than the Nintendo one.
The NES Classic, I wasn't super stoked on getting. The SNES Classic, I think I might.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. You wanted the NES Classic. You were like, get this for me for Christmas. And
but I said it because I wouldn't get it myself.
Right.
It's a good brand and gift, but not a thing I would justify spending myself.
I see. So you'll let other people waste money on it. You just won't.
Exactly.
But the SNES is something that you will waste your own money on.
Yeah, assuming I can find one.
Right, exactly. Right. I understand. Well, I mean, that is cool. Hopefully Nintendo will do themselves a favor and release a whole lot more than what they had planned before. Because I understand sowing some bullshit need to be like, oh, it's kind of an elite class of only so many get released and you get to be one of these people who has this thing. But it's bullshit. Make a bunch of them.
Well, and there's the rumors swirling around it. There's been a couple of them. There was a rumor that they stopped production on the NES because they didn't want to take away from Switch sales. Right. There was also rumors that because they're working out of like a limited space of people producing microchips and shit, that they just did the NES Classic and then they were switching over to start on the SNES.
Bullshit. All of those chips are from China and there are a blue million of them to make them.
They're making chips in Japan.
Nope. They're all made in China.
Nintendo's a Japanese company. They're making that shit in Japan.
Nope.
You make a compelling argument. You've swayed me, sir.
Thank you.
I did read, too, this is sort of off topic. I just thought it was a cool thing. that the head of Nintendo, before he died, we talked about this, I think like a year ago now at this point he died.
Yeah.
Whenever the Wii U came out and kind of bombed as far as sales go.
Right.
He took a massive pay cut. He gave himself a massive pay cut so he didn't have to fire or change the pay of anybody below him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember talking about that, but that is really good of him.
Yeah. I guess that's a typical Japanese practice as a CEO, and that kind of leads into the honor thing, is if you're the CEO of a company and your company fucks up, in America, you know, a CEO of an American company still gets theirs and is like, well, it's all of the employees. They fucked it up. You know, they'll find a way. Whereas in Japan, because it's more honor driven, they're going to be like, I was the head of the company. I fucked up, so I will take the repercussions.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's that Bushido mentality that still exists in the corporate sector.
Yeah. I mean, they straight up fight with katanas still.
Yeah. Yep. Seppuku. Just he didn't die of old age. He just well, I mean, suicide is super high among Japanese business people. See, there you go. I rest my case. And especially in that one spooky forest.
Oh yeah, the suicide forest.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to visit there someday and kill myself.
Yeah, me too.
Hashtag life goals.
Can we go in holding hands?
Mm-hmm. It's how I always pictured myself going out.
Oh, that's the most adorable Dueling Ogre sign off that we could ever do.
But you're about to do some space news? You're about to drop a comment of knowledge on us?
Yes, I'm going to drop a comment of knowledge. I like that. That's good. Drop a comment of knowledge. Space news. That's my new intro for space news.
I like it.
Thanks. Okay, so the world's first space nation will hold its first launch this year. This is from Inverse. This was a couple of weeks ago. Russian scientist Igor Asher-Bailey wants to establish the first ever nation in outer space. So he started Asgardia, a proposal to build, launch.
What a fucking nerd.
A proposal to build, launch, and turn the damn thing into reality, because on Inverse you can say damn. Should Asher-Bailey ever pull it off, Asgardia would be a platform in Earth's orbit in which people could live and work, as well as a place to help establish the defense of Earth from meteorites, space debris, and perhaps even human weapons being operated by hostile human forces themselves. Since announcing Asgardia last October, however, Asher-Bailey has barely provided any glimpse into what it's actually supposed to look like. So the long and short of it is this guy said, I want to do this crazy idea, and he hasn't released any other information about it so far.
Is the guy rich? Does he have the means to create this?
I have no idea. I've done no research past this, but I just like the idea. Yep. In true Dueling Ogres fashion, I've done research on it.
We're going to name it Asgardia.
That's the only reason why I wanted to talk about that story.
I will be Odin.
Grab my hammer, Thor. Oh.
We're going to feel like real pieces of shit if it turns out this guy's like a huge philanthropist and like gives a bunch of money to charity.
Yeah.
And he's
failing podcasts.
Yeah, he looks for podcasts that tag him to pull them into his perfect society, and he hears this, and it's just like the final thing that pushes him over into supervillain.
Yeah.
I don't sound like that at all.
But I do have a giant laser on my fake space station. So, but in more interesting space news, aside from a guy who just says that he's going to make a space station or a space nation, like you can actually sign up to be a part of this nation. Like you can defect from your current nation and sign up for when this happens to become a part of his nation.
I want to go ahead and give a pro tip to some of the listeners. I would hold off on renouncing citizenship.
Yeah.
I would feel it out a little bit.
I mean, especially since this dude's Russian, right? So you know that you're getting into some deep shit.
The space station is in my basement.
That's right. Russians are hard, man. You don't want to be a part of a Russian crazy man's venture into space.
Welcome to my nation.
What are you talking about? There isn't enough oxygen. Suck it up, Buttercup.
I'm starting to regret this decision.
So SpaceX has launched 2 successful drone ship landings in 3 days, which is pretty badass.
Like full-on ships? Like people can ride in them ships?
No, these are just... SpaceX is one of the private sector... one of the private sectors that is launching rockets.
Yeah.
That has their own little rocket program.
Yeah, they kind of work with NASA now because NASA's funding's been cut so short. SpaceX and NASA kind of trade information now.
Right. Isn't SpaceX is Elon Musk's?
Yeah, and then the other big one is Virgin Galactic.
Right. So, and that's by Sir, what's his butt?
Richard Branson.
Yes. Sir, what's his butt?
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, man. Oh, I want to do the Ace Ventura. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're on video now, so it's a better medium for you to spread your ass cheeks at the internet.
I'm not going to do it this time, but next time, internet, look out for it.
Look forward to it.
Look forward to my ass. So they have had failing. Just quit laughing.
I can't help because just look forward to my ass. It's like a threat. It's a demand. Look forward to my ass.
So if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going off of memory here, but SpaceX has had a couple of faux pas when it comes to their launches, where a couple of these rockets have, these are unmanned testing rockets that they've tried to send off, and they haven't quite survived entirely with the re-landing, if I remember correctly. A couple of them blew up while they were trying to take off, and a couple of them blew up upon landing, or they weren't able to land properly on the pad out in the middle of the ocean. So
apparently SpaceX uses a Falcon 9 is what the rocket's called.
Right.
This is from the Wikipedia on the Falcon 9 series. Rockets from the Falcon 9 family have been launched 37 times over 7 years, resulting in 35 full mission successes. So they have a 95% success rate.
Okay, so Falcon 9,
good.
as far as it goes, are good rockets to start off with. The launch essentially proves that the company can achieve the goal that they could be launching rockets every 2 or 3 weeks. SpaceX's intention to increasing space flight as well as optimize the use of reusable spacecraft will add up a more accessible, cheaper spacefaring feature, also known as Elon Musk's long game to get us all hanging out on Mars, says this Inverse article. So maybe it wasn't SpaceX that was having problems. Maybe it was one of the other ones. I know that I guess I've paid just enough attention to be dangerous on this information.
Yeah. And I feel like I know what you're talking about.
With them failing their launch attempts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing those pads and some of these rockets like not doing so well in the touchdown aspect.
Are you thinking about North Korea?
No, because they were out in the middle of the ocean. North Korea will blow up its own land to try and do anything because they're awful. Hi, listeners in North Korea, by the way.
I literally don't think people in North Korea could listen to this.
I don't think they could, but I think the high elites could.
Oh, yeah, that's true. God, Can you imagine somebody in North Korea risking death to try to listen to this podcast?
I know, right? If you're doing that, stop.
No, you know what? Fuck it. Do it. Die for a cause. For us. For me. Die for me.
You see, now you're showing your God hand there, Brand.
Die for me.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Uh-huh. Oh, you give me a taste of power and I'm corrupt as shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. That's why you're dark side. You're dark side all the way, bro.
Wink.
Finally, Niantic. Niantic has pushed through several Pokemon Go updates. They've updated gyms. My girlfriend and her buddy are going out right now to do some gym raids. So that's a thing now.
Yeah.
But they also introduced shaming for Pokemon Go cheaters. And what they're doing is people who are using manipulative software to catch and level up Pokemon will have their Pokemon marked with a red slash, and they will not behave as expected. So basically, they're, if you're using other apps and stuff that kind of does the work for you, I guess the code will pick up on that it's being acted on by an outside source, or maybe that an outside source is recording keystrokes or something to that effect, maximizing keystrokes. If I were to assume that that's how the coding is working, that's how I do it. If it recognizes that it's not a human hand doing it, I would say that it's going to mark the Pokemon with a red line through them, and then whenever they go to fight or battle in a gym or in a raid or something like that, it's not going to fight as expected.
That is pretty hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That it still works, just not very well.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently the slash will go away. Well, at least currently, the slash will go away upon evolution. So once you evolve that slashed Pokemon, the slash will go away and you'll have a regular Pokemon. To that end, is that something that they can fix on the back end in a future patch? Probably. So I guess if you're a cheater in Pokemon Go, because that's how sad your life is, then you better get those cheating Pokemons evolved, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, some real hatred for Pokemon Go cheaters.
I in a game like that, I've never understood cheating. I'm not a big cheater anyway, but in a game like that, like where it does you zero good to cheat, like why? Just to do it? I mean, that's like using sub 7 to hack with.
Yeah.
That's right, internet. That's the dated reference that I made. Sub 7.
Sub 7 was a lot of fun to mess around with.
Oh, yeah, it was. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I played with it all the time back when I was learning how to hack stuff, but I didn't use it as my sole way to hack stuff.
Yeah.
It was just fun to play with because you could make somebody have a matrix screen. You could open and close their stuff and open and close their DVD or their CD-ROM door because people didn't have DVD-ROMs.
Yeah. I didn't even think Sub 7's really hacking. Sub 7 was just basically opening up a back door for you to get in there, and you had like a menu of buttons you could click.
Yeah, that's essentially what it was.
You just had to get him to open the file.
Yeah, and you could like hide it in a JPEG. You could hide a snippet of code in a JPEG or something like that. That was always fun. Here, download this executable file. It's probably safe. Wink.
Oh, it was a more simple time on the internet.
See, that's just it. Sub 7 at the time was probably more difficult to get somebody to take a file like that. Because at the time, people were more aware of file extensions. They're not now.
Yeah.
People don't know what a file extension is nowadays.
Damn kids and your simple files.
You don't even know the difference between a JPEG and a GIF.
I was hoping you were just going to keep going.
So that's all I have.
I guess it's worth mentioning real quick that today is the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter.
I've seen a whole lot of that on the internet. I didn't care.
You're not a Harry Potter person, are you?
Well, I enjoyed it. I liked the movies. I didn't read the books because I don't know how to read, but I enjoyed the movies. I just 20th?
Mm-hmm. 20 years since the first Harry Potter book came out.
20 years since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
See, I know things. I know that the Sorcerer's Stone was the first book.
It's one of the fucking highest selling books of all time. You're not blowing anybody's mind here knowing the name of it.
I know things, Brandon. Don't judge me. I like his face.
Are you doing me? Are you mocking me or are you mocking yourself? I don't even know what you're... You're just having fun with faces and noises now.
I am. That's what's happening right now.
So I love the Harry Potter books. I started reading them at a strange time in my life and continue to read them all through a good strange 10 years of my life.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the Harry Potter books, thumbs up. I love them.
Yep, and I enjoyed the movies.
Happy birthday, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Ron.
Happy birthday, Harry Potter. Hope you get out from under the stairs and junk.
Quidditch.
Harry Potter, Dobby, Quidditch. Yeah, you remember. That's an inside joke.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, Ryan Brown. Oh, so does that wrap up the show for today, Brandon?
I believe it does, Remington.
All right. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DU-OGRES. That's 978-386-4737. Brandon, shout-outs.
I didn't pull them up. You said you were pulling them up.
Oh, shit. I did, but then I closed everything down.
Well, while I'm pulling it up, you want to talk about, or while you pull them up, actually, I will talk about Stephen Hines' Kickstarter.
Yeah, you can do that.
Because I have that pulled up.
Okay, that's good.
So, friend of the show, the Diamond Man, Stephen Hines, author, artist, all-around savant, has a Kickstarter that's been going on for a while, Zombie Fabulous. He's put out 2 issues of it so far. This is the Kickstarter for issue 3 of Zombie Fabulous. The Kickstarter has 6 days to go, so when this episode comes out, there'll be a few days left. We'll put a link in the episode for you to go check it out. Right now, he's hit his goal. So the goal is $1,000, and he is at $1,047. So congratulations, Stephen, on hitting your goal. His next stretch goal, he's $3 away from his next stretch goal, which is an upgrade to high-quality glossy covers of the issues.
And you totally want that high-quality glossy cover, so go over there and throw the man $3 for God's sake.
Just for fuck's sake, give him $3.
For shitty fuck's sake. Throw some money at his glasses face.
And remember, if you're an errant millionaire listening to this, he will do a lot of stuff for $1 million.
Yeah, a whole lot of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of crazy for $1 million. According to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think he even really confirmed it in his comment, did he?
He neither confirmed nor denied.
Which is the best way to go, politician style.
Yeah. He left it open-ended like a true schmuck.
Damn, harsh words.
Yeah, no, now I feel bad. Now I feel like I called him a schmuck.
You should, you did.
I was equating him to now.
I mean, you can't say now I feel like I called him a schmuck. You literally just said a schmuck.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never did anything of the sort.
Roll back the tape.
You are making things up. You can't roll back the tape. I roll back the tape. You have no control. It's like you're frozen. Are you frozen? Brandon, are you still there?
No, I'm just waiting for them to roll back the tape.
Oh, okay. It's not going to happen.
Roll back that tape, please.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. We didn't really get any comments on episode 116, although Brandon's loving sister, Molly, left his comment. It's good to know that one of the full clan listens to our show. It
was honestly a little disconcerting.
Yeah? Do you feel way more self-conscious now?
No, not really. I don't use bad language a lot around my family.
I gotcha. I mean, Molly is an adult now.
Yeah.
I'm sure she said some things. I'm sure she's seen some things.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not afraid of corrupting innocent ears. It's strange, but cool.
Molly said, the newest episode has been one of my faves so far. Literally laughing out loud over here. I voted yes to Dueling Ogres Austria and loved Rem's not hyperbolic at all statement that we have no good architecture in the U.S. But I've never seen a waterfall staircase here, so I can't disagree.
Boom.
Boom. On episode 115, Viscount Terry W. Irvin II suggested that the next time a social interaction goes south for you, Brandon, that you be sure to drop that your name is Remington Hitchcock and you'll feel better about anything said moving forward. And eventually it will turn out peachy.
So as I was leaving that haircut place, I should have just turned back and gone, I'm Remington Hitchcock.
Yeah. By the way, whoosh, rip off the glasses. I'm Remington Hitchcock. And then finger guns and then jump through the fucking glass.
Like roll through, like roll jump? Or just
just jump straight through it.
Okay.
Just like get one of those little car breaking or the car window glass breaky things and hit it as you're going through. So it really shatters into a billion pieces.
Now I feel like I should go full defenestration and just jump straight through it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work because this is not a cartoon.
Respectfully disagree.
He also said in answer to the question posed, if aliens arrived on Earth, what would they want to buy? He said that he already put forth his notion of what would happen in Thunder Wells. Wink, go buy his book. Wink. From our website, link, wink.
Wink.
Setting that aside, if aliens landed, what is the first thing they would buy? The full DVD set of Ancient Aliens. And they'd want the DVD hard copies, not Blu-ray, not digital download, because they wouldn't be into leasing digital content whose access could be removed from them on a whim.
I have to...
Also, it would look nice on their interstellar craft.
I have to commend Terry, and you can really tell the top-notch writer that he is by the fact that in like 4 sentences, he managed to fold in almost everything we talked about.
Yeah.
He's a true storyteller.
He is. And he's a true listener.
Yes.
Because he does, except for episodes where we talk about stuff that he doesn't care about.
Yeah. And then who can blame him?
He likes aliens. So that's good. Stephen Hines, the Diamond Man, said that it was a hilarious show and that Remington and Brandon cram Barry McAwkward Pants. He said, hilarious show, comma, Remington and Brandon cram Barry McAwkward Pants is what he said, exclamation point. I read that wrong.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say, internets.
Yeah, a comma means you pause.
Shut up, asshole. I was laughing so hard at the haircut story that I about drove off the road this morning. Then the whole gas station nacho cheese segment about accomplished the same thing when I was on my way home from my summer job. Then I was lifting weights when you were discussing aliens shopping for mattresses. That's 3 times you almost killed me in one day. You bastards. P.S. I'm completely in favor of having a hard copy of books and CDs, but I have the feeling my wife and I will change our minds when we sell our condo and have to move again. So yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Moving is the bitch.
I mean, you bought a house now.
Yes.
So you don't have to move your stuff.
No.
You're just inside of a tomb that you'll eventually die in.
That's right. And I hope to die here.
Surrounded by cats.
In a matter of hours.
Yeah, you don't mean in the future. You're saying shortly after we finish recording the show, you hope to die.
Exactly.
Can you at least edit it and put the episode up before you die so I didn't just waste 2 hours of my fucking life?
Yeah, I can do that. You can also reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page. Make sure to subscribe to our website, duelingogres.com, for new shows and articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. Recently, our RPG correspondent, that's his official title now.
Really?
Larry's official title is RPG correspondent.
That's an awesome title.
Thank you. He posted 2 articles, one referring to his getting ready for the Origins Game Fair, and then his Origins post-mortem. So if anybody is interested in reading that, he talks a lot about different board games and things that he experienced on that. It was a good read. I enjoyed it very much. So go over and check those articles out. You can find them by going to duelingogres.com and clicking on the articles section. I kind of rearranged the site so now episodes are in one place and articles are in another.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to navigate.
We're doing spring cleaning.
That's right. Thanks a lot, Terry, for that. That was his suggestion. As we've said before, Terry does a lot of suggesting, and we just say, yeah, we can do that, Terry.
Yeah.
And we just do it. He's like, you don't have to do it just because I said, and like, yeah, we do.
No, we do.
It's all for you, Terry.
Terry is a mentor, and I don't think he realizes that he's my mentor, but he totally is.
Yeah. So there you go, Terry. You are the mentor to Brandon.
And I hope this doesn't sound weird, will you be my dad?
Should I tell your dad the bad news, or should I tell Terry that?
Terry, as my new dad, if he accepts, will have to tell my old dad.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I think your dad will probably be okay with it.
So do I. There's 6 of them. What's one? What's losing one?
Well, Terry's got 3 of his own, right? 2 or 3?
Damn.
Yeah. So if you have any interest in writing your own geek articles, you can email us at theduelingogres@gmail.com and say, hey, I am interested in anime. I would like to write an anime article for you. And I'd be like, sure, friend, you can do that. And I will post it on my website for hundreds of people to read.
You can be our anime consultant.
Yeah, you can be our anime constituent.
I don't think constituent works like that.
Don't tell me how to English, Brandon. And finally, be sure to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, or you can find us on the YouTubes, the iHeartRadios, the Satchels, where you can donate to the show. But really, you should just go over to our bazaar on our website and buy a shirt with the awesome Dueling Ogres logo on it.
Yeah, buy a shirt's the best way to do it, because you're getting a shirt to cover your disgusting body. You're also
a fabulous body. All of your bodies are fabulous.
Mm-hmm. See, I just find all bodies disgusting.
Yeah, Brandon, there's only one kind of body Brandon likes, and it has to have a thorax.
And Remington finds all bodies beautiful. So we're like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
That's right.
But
got your thorax in my body.
You get a shirt. We get a little bit of a kickback from you buying the shirt. It's a win-win. Everybody's happy.
And there is a new shirt on the horizon.
Yes. Remington and I spent some time beeping and booping, drawing.
Yep, fiddling around.
And then we actually worked on the shirt too.
Yeah. Wink. Brandon's winking for the audience who is not watching the video.
Yeah, it's weird to do 2 mediums at once now.
Exactly. It's super weird like that.
Because I have all the visual gags.
That's right.
Those weren't gags.
All of that silence was just doing visual gags.
Yeah.
Tune in for the videos. So until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt.
And your tusks sharp. Good night.
Good night. And go donate.
To the shirts.
To Zombie Fabulous.
Oh, and shirts.
Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. If I say it enough, do you think they'll buy a shirt?
Hey, you. Buy a shirt. Okay, let's do a commercial right now. Man, okay. All of these shirts are just so awful.
Right. I understand, bro. That is the worst shirt I've ever seen on a human being.
But what am I supposed to do? It's not like there's other places I can buy shirts.
I heard through the grapevine of iTunes on this super awesome podcast that you could go to their website and get a really kick-ass shirt.
Wait a minute. iTunes, isn't that part of the Jew-run media?
Yeah, but it's okay because one of them makes jokes about being Jewish.
Huh. Perfect. Super Bowl spot.
I think it's called duelinggoblins.com.
Oh, yeah, that sounds stupid.
No, I think it's Dueling Ogres.
Duelingogres.com?
Yeah, that's way cooler than Dueling Goblins.
Yeah, I hate Dueling Goblins. It made me want to throw up.
Yeah. You know what I hate more than Dueling Goblins?
Oh, God.
You know where this is going, right?
Yep.
We got to keep the feud alive, right? Kapow, the pop cultured podcast.
What a bunch of garbage faces. Bunch of fucking put a microphone on a trash can.
Oh, that's so mean. We don't mean any of that. Are we going to invite them? Are we going to invite them to be on the panel? We should.
We need to get like a big super episode recorded again.
Yeah, I agree. We need to do that. We definitely need to do that. I'm down for that. We need to do that. Oh, we could do it in the garage.
In your garage?
Yeah.
There's like paint fumes and shit.
There is not. It's fine. There's not paint fumes. I very rarely ever paint in there. And when I do, the garage door is open.
The fumes have built up at this point.
That doesn't make any sense, Brandon. I painted in the basement last time. Okay. Are we done?
I was about to just leave the meeting. Just in the middle of that. I was trying to keep a straight face as I scrolled down. Just quickly.
You're a prick. Hey,
but yeah, I think we should get together with them sometime soon.
Yeah, I agree. So guys, I know you're listening to these outtakes.
One of them is. I think the rest of them don't listen.
Yeah. That's fair, I guess. Yeah, tell the other guys who don't listen. We need to get another group podcast going again. So,
and tell them specifically that we're not going to do it in Remington's paint fume filled garage.
Or we probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it at the shop again if
Jordan.
Yeah. God, my brain farted. Sorry, Jordan.
He's the only one who listens. You need to remember his name.
It's like Pence's. Like I remembered Pence. I just threw my notebook. I remembered Pence's face, but I couldn't think of his name, and I just did the same thing with Jordan. Sorry, Jordan. I literally just commented on his post like yesterday. Oh, I'm awful. I need more caffeine, and my back is really starting to hurt. So
yeah.
All right. So yeah, tell them that we're going to do it in my garage, and then we'll have a cookout afterward. I have a grill.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I always like meat.
Yeah, I love meat. Bring your own meat.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have our meat.
BYOM. Byom. All right,
I'm leaving.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, good. It's recording you just shaking your head. Very nice. This will make really good YouTube video.
Just keep watching.
And now we enter the many faces of Brandon Full.
That was like two faces. That was the only two faces I have. This one or this one.
Hey, Brandon, I want you to look completely and utterly defeated. Like everything has been taken away from you. Like everything you've ever loved has been taken away from you. Like really channel that. Like the most painful thing has ripped your beating heart right out of your chest. Not in a sexy way.
Sorry.
Not in a sexy way.
I misunderstood the assignment.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. All right, hold on.
It's good. It's real good. Okay. All right. We ready to rock the Casbah?
Yeah, just real quick, I want you to act like your hands just turned into donkey hooves.
Like, are they transforming in front of my eyes?
No, they just transformed and you're just seeing them.
Oh, so like...
You weren't paying attention and then you look up to do something. It's like...
Okay, gotcha. Hold on, Brandon. Let me type this letter to the president. Oh! My hands! What happened?
Bravo, sir.
Oh, here goes on. Did I show my... Yeah, I just like showed my bold spot to everybody.
And that was from Macbeth.
Just make it do this. It's all...
You seem very... So, perfect.
That's how it works, right?
You seem like you're getting pretty self-conscious about a bald spot.
I am. All this is going to go. It's going to go away.
How soon you think?
All of it forever.
This
It looks so much worse right now. It's because the lighting and everything, it's so bad.
Oh, well, when you spread it out like that, yeah, it looks like patchy.
Yeah. Hold on.
Ooh.
I ran a brush through it. See, much better.
What happened? That's not horrified. You're just perplexed.
Mm. We have the two comments from Terry and Steven from episode 114 that we never actually read.
Oh, yeah.
115. And did anybody vote on the things? I think this.
No, probably not.
Probably not. Nobody does anything for us.
Nobody interacts. Nobody cares.
Maybe if we start putting these videos out, maybe they'll actually start responding to them.
Yeah, respond.
Yeah, people watching respond.
Does that help if I just yell respond at them? Respond.
Comment.
Respond.
Do it.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Video, hit the thumbs up button. If you dislike this video, take this thumb and shove it into your butthole. And then turn it into a thumbs up, because that's how these things work.
Gravity.
You go down and then you go into the butthole. And that's how you dislike a video, by hitting the thumbs up in your butt.
Because the thumbs up means the butthole.
That's right.
You make a compelling argument, and I don't think anybody would dislike a video we ever put out.
There you go. See? Not if they follow my carefully worded instructions.
Butthole.
Butthole.
Butthole. Hold on, let me get my butthole doll.
Okay, do that.
Actually, it's in the washer right now.
Makes sense.
The dishwasher, yeah.
You always got to keep your butthole clean.
Mm. The butthole doll. Got to keep the butthole on the butthole doll clean.
Yeah.
Gets dirty. Back.
You are back, and I'm back. We're both back.
I was just watching a video while I was outside that was like, this is how dumb we are, or something like that dumb. Mm-hmm. But it was like these people going around to like a fair and asking different people, like, how many stars are on the American flag?
Yeah.
And people were like, 43.
Yeah.
What's the biggest state in the U.S., Remington?
Alaska.
Yeah. What is the national anthem?
What is the national anthem?
Yeah, that one got me too, because I can sing the national anthem, but I don't know the actual name of it.
What is the national anthem's name?
It's not America the Beautiful.
Crap, and I don't remember the name of the song. But then again, I'm terrible at song names.
It's like, what is the national anthem? Can you sing, or do you remember the opening to it?
Oh, say, can you see? Right?
Yeah.
National anthem.
No. You're an idiot. The national anthem is I'm proud to be an American.
Star Spangled Banner.
Duh. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you know it, as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, of course. Duh.
Yeah.
John Stafford Smith. What were some of the other questions?
Those were pretty much it. Who was the vice president?
Some douche.
This was during the Obama administration. Do you remember who the vice president were? Huh?
Biden.
Yeah. And the vice president now?
I don't know. Wait. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Pence.
Yeah.
There we go.
Michael Alabaster Pence.
I couldn't remember what his name was.
Yeah.
Like, I had a face, but I couldn't remember what his name was. Yeah.
And like, those videos are interesting, but at the same time, you know that they're editing out a lot of people getting the answer.
Well, I would hope, yeah.
Do you think there's really a good chunk of the United States that doesn't know how many fucking stars are on the flag?
It's so hard to tell. Like, it'd be one of those things where we'd have to do the experiment ourselves.
Because I would think that even if you don't off the top of your head, like, oh yeah, there's 50, you would know, hey, there's a star for each state.
Yeah, you would think that.
Did you hear about Puerto Rico voting to become a state?
Yes, I did. Will they? Probably not.
Yeah. What do you think they'll do if they become a state? You think they'll just cram in another star on the flag?
I have no idea. We'll just start putting them along the stripes.
Yeah. That would look weird, though, if there's just one star.
You just put it on the opposite side of the actual star field.
So you have the star field and then the stripes and then one star down here.
Yeah, all the way down at the bottom. Just
That's kind of shitty though. It's like, here's the 50 states that matter, and then here's Puerto Rico. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. It's fucking Puerto Rico. I mean, come on. If Reyes were here,
oh yeah,
we'd make a lot of chicken fucking jokes, and it'd be okay because he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, you know, I run into him sometimes, and I still drop a chicken fucking joke every so often.
Good on you, sir. Good on you. And then he dry humps your leg, and everybody has a good time.
He's become a lot more, I wouldn't say serious, but he's a lot more demure than he was before.
Right. Well, I mean, that's just age.
Yeah.
It kills us all slowly.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the podcast, because you don't have a whole lot of time left.
Oh, yeah. It is 4:01 already.
Yeah. Don't you have to be there at 5, or was it you had to be there at 4?
5.
Okay.
So we got like another 15 minutes we can get in.
Okay. So we didn't really get any comments on episode 16, or we didn't really get any comments on episode 6. I didn't.
You fucking monster.
We didn't really get any.
We didn't really get comments on episode 6 and 6. Okay, all right. Serious face, go.
Well, good. It's recording you just shaking your head. Very nice. This will make really good YouTube video.
Just keep watching.
And now we enter the many faces of Brandon Full.
That was like 2 faces. That was the only 2 faces I have. I have this one. Oh, this one.
Hey, Brandon, I want you to look completely and utterly defeated. Like everything has been taken away from you. Like everything you've ever loved has been taken away from you. Like really channel that. Like the most painful thing has ripped your beating heart right out of your chest. Not in a sexy way.
Sorry.
Not in a sexy way.
I misunderstood the assignment.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. All right, hold on.
It's good. It's good. It's real good. Okay. All right. We ready to rock the Casbah? Rock the Casbah?
Yeah, just real quick, I want you to act like your hands just turned into donkey hooves.
Like, are they transforming in front of my eyes?
No, they just transformed and you're just seeing them.
Oh, so like...
You weren't paying attention and then you look up to do something. It's like...
Okay, gotcha. Hold on, Brandon. Let me type this letter to the president. Oh! My hands! What happened?
Bravo, sir.
Oh, here goes on. Did I show my... Yeah, I just like showed my bold spot to everybody.
And that was from Macbeth.
Just make it do this. It's all...
You seem very... perfect.
That's how it works, right?
You seem like you're getting pretty self-conscious about a bald spot.
I am. All this is going to go. It's going to go away.
How soon, you think?
All of it forever. It looks so much worse right now. It's because the lighting and everything, it's so bad.
Oh, well, when you spread it out like that, yeah, it looks like patchy.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, you're not wearing pants, are you? Ooh.
There we go. I ran a brush through it. See, much better. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
Oh,
What happened? That's not horrified. You're just perplexed.
Mm. We have the two comments from Terry and Steven from episode 114 that we never actually read.
Oh, yeah.
115. And did anybody vote on the things? I think this
No, probably not.
probably not. Nobody does anything for us.
Nobody interacts. Nobody cares.
Maybe if we start putting these videos out, maybe they'll actually start responding to them.
Yeah, respond.
Yeah, people watching respond.
Does that help if I just yell respond at them?
Respond. Comment.
Respond.
Do it.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Video, hit the thumbs up button. If you dislike this video, take this thumb and shove it into your butthole. And then turn it into a thumbs up, because that's how these things work.
Gravity.
You go down and then you go into the butthole. And that's how you dislike a video, by hitting the thumbs up in your butt.
Because the thumbs up means the butthole.
That's right.
You make a compelling argument, and I don't think anybody would dislike a video we ever put out.
There you go. See? Not if they follow my carefully worded instructions.
Butthole.
Butthole.
Butthole. Hold on, let me get my butthole doll.
Okay, do that.
Actually, it's in the washer right now.
Makes sense.
The dishwasher, yeah.
You always got to keep your butthole clean.
Mm-hmm. The butthole doll. Got to keep the butthole on the butthole doll clean.
Yeah.
Gets dirty.